What's up, guys? It's me, Tony G, coming to you from Horseshoe Casino, Baltimore. I want to welcome you to the vlog. If this is your first time, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out a lot. In this episode, we're going to play some poker tonight. It's a $45 midnight tournament. Last time I was here, I cashed in it. Let's hope we do good, make some money, or win this thing. Hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. Okay, one of the first hands I play in the tournament, I have the Queen of Hearts, the Jack of Diamonds. I am in the small blind. Blinds are 100, 100. And there are 4 ways to the flop. Flop comes out the Jack of Spades, the King of Diamonds, and the 8 of Clubs. I decided to put out a bet of 300. Everybody but the middle position folds, and we are now heads up to the turn. The turn doesn't really help me out. It is the 4 of Hearts. At this point, I only have middle pair, and I decide to go ahead and check. The gentleman in middle position decides to put a bet of 500 in. I think about it, throw the chips in, and we're off to the river. The river is another 4. It's the 4 of Diamonds. I decide to throw out another bet of 500. He calls and flips over the King of Diamonds. I'm sorry, the King of Spades and the 3 of Diamonds, and we lose that one. All right, a couple orbits and levels later, I have the King of Spades, the King of Hearts on the button. Blinds are now 200, 400. Bunch of people fold. I look at my cards, decide to raise it up to 800. Didn't want to make my hand seem too strong. The person in the small blind looks at his, decides to throw them all in the center. He's all in for about 9,300 or so. So it's me versus queens. I did call, obviously, and the board runs out the 10 of Spades, the 6 of Diamonds, the 9 of Diamonds, the 4 of Hearts, and the King of Diamonds. He doesn't improve, and we double up and take down a really nice pot. About a level or 2 later, I have the 5 of Diamonds, the 5 of Hearts, and the big blind. Blinds at this point are 400 to 800. There are a couple calls for the $800 big blind. It gets around to me. I decide to raise it up to 2,400. Only the middle position decides to call. Everybody else folds. We're heads up to the flop. And the flop is the 3 of Hearts, the 6 of Spades, and the 7 of Spades. I check, he checks. The turn is the Ace of Clubs. I look at my cards, decide to go all in, hoping he thinks I have the straight. He decides to say, "Good bet, sir," and folds his hand, and I decide to flip over a 5 to show him that I had part of the straight. Okay, couple levels later, I have Ace of Hearts, the Jack of Hearts, and the big blind. Blinds are 600, 1,200 with a 1,200 ante. Under the gun decides to make it 2,400. A couple people fold. It gets around to me. I was going to re-raise, but decide to just flat call to 2400 after looking at my cards. And we are either 2 or 3 ways to the flop. I believe it's only heads up. The flop is the 4 of hearts, the 9 of diamonds, and the 8 of hearts. Now, the under the gun tries to bet 2400 out of turn. And I look at my cards, not really thinking that it was out of turn, and decide to say, okay, yeah, I'll do 2400. And then he tries to re-raise over top of me and goes all in. The dealer then says, sir, you can't do that. I guess she gave him a pass on the first time he acted out of turn. Decides to call the floor over. The floor does come over. Gets explained what's going on. Ultimately, he says, sir, if she warned you once in this specific hand, and then you did it again, we're going to have to make you stick with the 2400 initially. So that's what the floor does. The floor says 2400 is the rolling. So 2400 is good with me, obviously. And still heads up to the turn. The turn is the 7 of diamonds. And I check, surprise, surprise, he decides to go all in. And after he goes all in, I actually do tank for a good bit, because he's been playing kind of tight, but not too tight. I took about a good 30 seconds or so before I really decide what I'm going to do. Throughout that 30 seconds, I look at my cards, try to weigh all the possibilities in my head. Ultimately, I say, you know what, it's a $45 tournament. Let's do this, and I'll let you guys listen to the end of the hand.
All right, yeah, it's 45 bucks. It's only 57. Give me a heart. I'll take it. Woo! Wow, that was a wild hand.
All right, probably the first and only break. There's only 3 of us left. I am 23,000, basically in second place. Okay, just after break, a woman to my left decides to buy in at the last minute. Blinds are 1,000, 2,000 with a 2,000 ante. I have the ace of spades, the 2 of spades, and a small blind. I flat call the big blind. We're heads up to the flop, which is the 8 of spades, the 5 of hearts, and the 9 of hearts. She puts out a bet of 4,000. I decide to call with ace high at this point. The turn is the ace of diamonds giving me a pair. I go all in thinking she has nothing. She asks for the count from the dealer. The dealer says 23,000 total. I have her covered for less. She calls. I flip them over. She currently has nothing, and the river is the 4 of spades, not helping her. I knock her out, and there's only 2 of us left, so we decide to go on an even chop for the guarantee. And remember, it doesn't matter how you're living your life, as long as you're living the felt life. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did,
Like I said, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Leave me a comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.